Welcome to the Hyrule Warriors character analysis series. I'm Robeezy, and I'll be talking about all the different characters in the game. I'll talk a little about their history, while also discussing each of their unique gameplay styles and movesets. Let's not waste any more time, and get started. Midna, quite possibly one of the best partners in the Zelda series. While Navi and Toddle are flying encyclopedias, no one wants them to talk or ding every 5 seconds. Midna may not give you helpful hints about certain enemies or bosses, but her useful abilities, witty sarcastic humor, and wonderful character development throughout Twilight Princess makes her a memorable character. In Hyrule Warriors, the Dark Sorceress Sia transformed Midna into her imp form, and now she is searching for Sia to return herself to her true Twilight form. Now let's talk about Midna's gameplay style by first talking about the weapon she uses. She only uses one type of weapon, and it's called the Shackle. Now she has 3 kinds of shackles that are each divided into 3 levels, as all the weapons are. The first one is called the Cursed Shackle, the second is called the Twilight Shackle, and the third is called the Soul Shackle, with the 8-bit red ring being an alternate to the 3rd weapon level. Depending on which control scheme you use for Hyrule Warriors, you can use Midna's hair to allow it to grab and hurl an enemy, while being temporarily imbued with the power of darkness. With this power, pretty much any human Hylian is weak to it, with the exception of Lana, and the 2 playable sages from Ocarina of Time, Ruto and Darunia. Midna is basically a grappler, which about half of her moves utilize some sort of grab. Her attack strings are often unorthodox and more wild than most of the other characters. In a few combo strings, Midna can summon Shadow Wolves, which are a direct reference to Twilight Princess, in which Midna rode on the back of Link as a wolf. Taking a look at Midna's combo strings, you can see that most of her strings have 3 strong attack input combinations. Now, to reference the button inputs for the combos, I'm mainly going to be using the Musou control scheme, which has Y as the normal attack and X as a strong attack. The 1Y3X combo is part of a couple of combos that Midna has that initiates with a grab move. So for this particular combo, Midna grabs an enemy and slams them on the ground. Then she summons 2 wolves to knock the enemies into the air, and then she jumps into the air to slam the group back down with her hair. Now of course this will miss if there aren't any enemies to grab, which will cause some input delay, allowing you to be punished. So I normally don't use this move often, but if you see an enemy is right in front of you, then it would be okay to use. The 2Y3X combo summons 2 wolves that dash forward and backward in an X pattern, and it ends with Midna throwing the wolf she was riding on directly forward. Now for me, this is one of the more useful combo strings that I like to use. It's very effective and has a wide clearing area, which clears out tons of enemies. It's a very reliable combo string. The 3Y3X combo is another one of these combos that initiates with a grab move. So for this combo string, Midna grabs an enemy and throws them around in a circle before summoning 2 wolves to run in a circle, creating a vortex. This will suck in enemies as the combo ends with an explosion. Similar to the 1Y3X combo, if the grab fails, you'll have some input delay which can easily be punished by enemies. With the 4Y1X combo, Midna charges forward on her Shadow Wolf, slamming her hair on the ground around her, picking up foes and knocking around other enemies before any gathered enemies are thrown. Midna can then be controlled while she's dashing forward. This will also activate her special ability meter to allow her to attack with the darkness element. Sometimes I have difficulty performing this combo string, but when it happens, it's really good because it does a lot of damage and you get the darkness boost for a limited time. And rounding out the combo strings is the 5Y combo, in which Midna charges forward on her Shadow Wolf, slams the ground with her hair, summons 2 wolves to dash out in front of her, and ends it with a straightforward punch. This is one of the more useful combo strings I like to use, because it's quick and it's fast and you're ready to go into the next combo whenever you finish. Now to talk about Midna's special attack, otherwise known as a Muso attack. She creates a massive ball of Twilight energy and throws it at the ground, just a decent amount of distance in front of her. Now of course, this is vastly different from other warrior special attacks, in that it is not at point blank range. You would have to create a little bit of distance from your targets in order to hit Midna's Muso attack. Whenever a special attack happens, enemies will glow and fall backwards, showing the area of effect the move has. If you can identify the distance between you and the attack, then this attack will be very useful to you. It's very useful to me. I really like the area coverage that it has, taking out multiple enemies. Now, you may have noticed a green bar on the left side of the user interface. This is the magic meter, in which you find in more traditional Zelda games. In Hyrule Warriors, this allows you to use the Focus Spirit ability, which increases your movement speed and attack power. You can also break an opponent's shield while they're blocking just by attacking with Focus Spirit active. Now you can do one of two things to finish off the Focus Spirit mode. You can either let the magic meter run all the way down and use a Focus Spirit finishing move in order to generate a magic explosion that damages foes around the player. Or if you press the A button during Focus Spirit mode, you can activate another finishing move which will drain all the rest of your magic, but will allow you to do a powerful attack and expose their weak point gauge. For Midna, whenever she does her Focus Spirit finishing move, she poses with her Shadow Wolf, which then runs in a single circle, while Midna slams the ground with her hair to create a large magic explosion. Whenever you press the A button during Focus Spirit mode, she transforms into her spider-like form from Twilight Princess, piercing the ground with her spear, dealing massive damage to everyone around her. Finally, to wrap up the attacks portion of this video, is the weak point smash gauge. Whenever an opponent tries to attack and leaves themselves wide open, a gauge will pop up above them called the weak point gauge. With this, you can attack them a certain amount of times, weakening the gauge until you go into your weak point smash. During Midna's weak point smash, she winds up her arm like she's ready to attack with that, and then wham! Uses her hair instead. It's really a satisfying attack every time I do it. Midna is very slow in starting up her sprinting animation. To circumvent this, you can press and hold down the dodge button to start sprinting automatically. This technique is helpful for any character that has a slow startup to their sprinting animation. Midna is amazing at crowd control as she can take out many enemies with just a single combo. She also has a couple of ways to infuse the darkness power into her attack scheme. This is especially useful when dealing with enemy captains, as darkness damage continually increases the more damage is done to a single opponent. Take some extra precaution when starting a combo with a grab. There's always the possibility that you could miss, which won't allow you to move for a few seconds and leave you wide open for attack. So all in all, if you don't mind the unorthodox gameplay Midna brings to the table, you'll have a wonderful time playing with her in Hyrule Warriors. She's probably one of my favorite characters to use, and it's always fun using her every time. So this wraps up the character analysis for Midna in Hyrule Warriors. If you liked anything in this video, be sure to subscribe for more content. I'll be sure to create new character analysis videos when I can. Also remember to follow me on Twitter at The Blazing Phoenix and on Twitch at RobeezyLnP. So until next time, hope you have fun on your next adventure.